You just cannot do it on your own. If you're in a partnership and everybody in the house has to work, that means everybody in the house needs to help with the kids. Everybody in the house needs to help with the dishes. Everybody in the house needs to help with the whatever. And again, I'm not saying this is a rule, but this is at minimum a discussion that needs to be had. Right. Because you have some people who are not putting $1 on the mortgage.
Right.
You know, but then you also have some people who are willing to do the 50%, who are willing to do the 60-40. And that's fine, but your expectations have to be realistic and they have to be voiced.
Yeah.
You know, like we're not in a time anymore where the woman is essentially required to be in the house or she doesn't have a choice but to be in the house. At this point, like you said earlier, we have freedom of choice. I don't even think it's a power dynamic. I think it's a freedom of choice dynamic that actually empowers us. I think that's really what it is.
I also feel like, and you tell me am I lying, I don't think guys are making you guys feel like protected enough to be like, oh yeah, I just want to stay home with this guy. So you guys are going out and doing your own because there aren't enough guys that are making you feel that way.
You're right. Yeah.
You know? So I feel like
men are changing.
Yeah, we're all changing.
Men are changing.
Everyone's changing.
So is the world.
Throughout this time,
we're living
men and women. Yeah, we're living
through the change.
We're living through
like,
it.
it's going to be a completely different reality in a little bit. Like, we're just seeing it happen before our eyes. Just like the whole phone things. We had some flip phones, and we never knew that in a few years, after texting here and there, that we would literally survive off of our phones. So again, that happened before our eyes. So even now, there's a big change going on in relationships where I don't know.
Society.
Society and everything. Like, women are wilding out. We just like, I don't need this shit. I'm about to go find another man 2 weeks later. I don't need this shit. You know, and the men are like, bitch.
Well, now, what's the pros and cons of that, though?
It's
the change that we're having, what do you have to like?
Is this going in a good direction?
That's what I'm saying.
I think that
it's going in a good direction?
financially, I think we're slowly getting equal in a society. But again, like, men are not going out there. Men are not,
I'm not trying to be equal with nobody. No, please.
Men are not going out there to hunt a bear. Like, we're not killing to feed ourselves anymore. Like, I don't need you to go and, get that bear and drag it home and take care of me. Like,
I don't want no bear meat now.
I don't want. Actually, I've never had one. So let me. If there's anyone out there hunting bears, let me know.
We got decor. We got a bear head on the wall.
That's more of a, like, it's not like a actual thing. Like, I'd love for you to, be on my side, take care of me, but it's not an actual thing, right? Like, these days, like, we're all kind of equal in a way, weird, and we should keep it that way and keep pushing forward.
That's what I don't understand, though, because I dated this guy, and he had this company where he did HVAC units or whatever. He has, like, he would put all the ACs in buildings and stuff like that, and he was such a fucking manly man. Like, I could depend on him for anything. Any fucking thing. Like, I'd be like, I want the handheld shower. He would fucking go to the store. He would know how to install that shit. He would know how to do everything. And that shit is something that I need. I desire that.
But be honest, though. He did all of that, but now were you able to have, like, a good conversation with him?
I had a great situation with him, but I was young.
Oh, okay.
But you know why?
I fucked up.
You know why you like that? This is what I assume is because we grew up, we're in a generation where our dads were like that, our grandfathers were like that.
So you kind of just want your dad and your father.
It's like idolizing.
I didn't have that.
At some point, but
I don't know what my daddy was doing. He was locked up.
But no, but
I had no daddy around when I was growing up.
That's why I'm wild and don't give a fuck.
You still seen it, so you know it exists. You know it's a thing. Like,
let me tell you,
we definitely idolize that part as women, and
I still need that. I'm not that far into this generation where I'm just like. And I do want it, and I'm cool with that. But like, if my man was able to like do the manly things in the house, and like, I'll be the one building shit sometimes, and I'd be like, "Can you fucking help me build this table?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
so it's like,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I like someone who's gonna fucking be like, "Oh yeah, let me go do the oil change real quick. Let me go do this, or let me do that."
See, I feel like that's why.
That's just my preference, though.
Exactly, and we're in a generation where we have different preferences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll
Everybody
have you that want you to be manly, but then you have you that want me to be the stay-at-home husband. Then we have you that want me to be artsy. You never know. You get what I'm saying? But it's okay to have a different guy for.
This is the thing, because again, we're living in the change. It's literally happening right before our eyes. So in two generations, baby, your grandchild ain't worried about somebody building a chair.
Not at all.
So I mean, that still may be something that is necessary or desirable to you, But it's soon going to change, just like your desires have changed compared to your moms and your grandmas.
The only thing I don't like, though, and y'all tell me,
true.
I feel like we are changing a lot, but I feel like the family isn't the same either. I think that's what's a lot, like, that's kind of hurtful. Because I feel like I miss that, like, love that family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that is...
we're all getting overwhelmed. Like, sometimes I feel like my brain just can't think.
I think
just
also
relax.
we decide to leave at a much earlier age and like do our own thing.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
But you're constantly on your phone. You're constantly thinking about this. You're constantly talking about this. You constantly have new projects. You constantly have new friends, new parties, because we're so fucking connected all goddamn day.
But that's
It's
also like,
affecting relationships, friendships, family, everything. So the dynamic of everything is changing.
but I don't think that's all of society, though. I think that's a very specific part of the society. Like, we live a very different life than majority of the world does.
Yeah.
So, like, the way
It's very Western.
It's very Western, and we live in a very high space. Like, we do things, we have careers that are like taking us to places. My mom, like, when she watches my Instagram, she's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I'm a millionaire.
Like,
I'm like, girl,
exactly. Like, we're not
to survive
living
off
a
$12
normal
last
life. So, like, as much as we want to put our wishes and standards on the whole society, like, our part of the society is a very small portion of society.
Yeah, because sometimes I look in the news, like, we don't
still
even
a
see the
lonely one,
news.
though.
There's so much news in different cultures.
I feel like our industry is very lonely, though.
Oh,
You know
I
what
mean, on a
I'm
Sunday
just like,
night,
damn, we
yeah,
getting
but I'm
bombed
honestly
up,
watching
kids.
90 Day Fiance at that point.
Don't you think, though, like innately men and women want companionship, want to be together, that it may not be marriage, but you still want partnership? So don't you think the consequence of prioritizing your own happiness so much is in the end you're not going to get that?
Yeah.
I think it's more about we're building new norms, we're building new social structures, we're building new needs that we're actually putting out there that our parents weren't allowed to.
Yeah.
I think you can find companionship with people that have the exact same wishes and needs.
agree.
But
I think it's a generational thing.
Yeah, but I think we're also realizing like we're changing so much.
Yeah.
Women are changing so much. Men are changing so much. So in that
change is
sense,
good.
it's almost hard to find people that are on the same page as you, one. And two, like, of course I want to live with some, like love somebody unconditionally and marry someone and be with someone for the rest of my life and have that whole Notebook movie fairy tale. Of course I want to do that. I want to die with somebody by my side. Like, baby, we've been together all our lives. I just love you. But that hasn't been the reality anymore because so many things are changing in our society. We have more needs, we have more wants, we see how everyone else is living. So it's hard to just accept someone for who they are. We always, again, we're talking about right now, like compromise, like settling, or what was the other?
Literally, like what you
Being
just
single.
said, we're in the right now. So I feel like this generation is quick on like, oh, I can get another boyfriend, I can get another wife, I can get another job, I can get a. And sometimes
We don't want to do
you
the
can't.
work. Yeah, sometimes you can't.
Yeah. We're
And
in a
sometimes we
generation that
don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
And there was a time where we came outside, sat on our stoop, talked to our neighbors, knew everybody outside, the kids
Sit on the
playing, you know
phone
Adam down the
till,
street.
you know,
Yeah.
you fell
You on the
asleep
phone,
and, you
curling your
know.
toes, like, yeah, what you got to, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
we don't even take that time to really get to know people
We
anymore.
look at your social media and we're like, oh, I know you now.
Oh, he got nice pictures. He must have money whole time. He ain't got a box to put a foot in.
Right.
You know what I'm
Pot to
saying?
piss in or a
pot,
window to throw it out.
I think that's where it got us to be where we are now because of I think social media because I feel like it made us be a judge to everything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't want a woman to do this. I don't want a man to do this. I don't want to because you see all of this online and you think you're supposed to demand that.
And then
No.
sometimes I feel bad for how I am. Like I'm just like, well, I am more domestic and I am more dependent. Like I'm not
That's okay for
ashamed to
you.
say, like,
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say, like, listen, I don't want to be the breadwinner of the house. I love a powerful, strong, providing ass man. That is attractive. That makes the water wet. You know, it makes the wave come.
Well, look,
so
how
I need that.
But how about this? Like you said, we have a lot of options. One of y'all said that. What is the consequence of you thinking you got all of these options and you do not, in fact, have these options?
Cats.
You think you have options
Sims.
because of social media for the same reason. You think you have these options because of social media. And because everybody seems so disposable and everybody is on to the next one. You know, when you get a certain age and you like, damn, I ain't got nobody, like, now what?
So
because you just thought you could dispose of people and keep it moving.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I kind of
No patience whatsoever with people.
pandemic. I was like getting rid of people, and then I realized during the pandemic, I was like, maybe I'm a little too harsh. Like maybe I got to go revisit some friendships. You get what I'm saying? But then sometimes you got to close the door. But I feel like I get what you're saying. I feel
so
like
confusing.
Yeah, it is.
There's this study that was done on children when they go into an ice cream shop that has 3 flavors, and then there's one that when they go into ice cream shop that had like thousands, and the brain was more satisfied with the ice cream shop that had 3 flavors than the one that had thousands. And I feel like that's a very good applicable thing on our dating scene, because when I'm on Hinge and I'm flipping, I'm like, bro, like I don't know, like none of this. And
I don't do good with too many choices.
No,
I don't do good with that shit.
I do think that we have too many choices to feel.
I'm about to self-sabotage.
Yeah, no, it is. It is indeed.
Yeah, so now it's just like I'm about to get sick because I'm about to eat all these shits. That ice cream, that one, I'm about to try that one. You know, like it's not good to have too many options, because then when you taste one you like, you still like, do I really love it though?
It might be
Let me try that.
something
Let me try that strawberry pineapple cheesecake.
Yeah,
No,
we're exposed to a lot of choices.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is, because when you grow up in a neighborhood and you go to high school with a group of people and you guys live in a certain neighborhood and you're just like, okay, I'm going to hang out with the people that are in my jurisdiction, then things are not as difficult.